Millennium Management discloses a $2 billion Bitcoin ETF portfolio. Surprise! We're going to talk about that today. Welcome back to the Blockhash Podcast channel. We're going to dive into this article. I'm going to give you the gist on what's going on here with Millennium Management. And then I will, at the very end, give you my thoughts, as always. So, global investment management firm Millennium Management has disclosed buying Bitcoin spot ETFs according to an SEC filing. Millennium Management disclosed its Bitcoin ETF holdings on Wednesday. They constitute a 3% of its $64 billion fund as of the first quarter. The latest SEC filing reveals that Millennium has Bitcoin ETF holdings with BlackRock, ARX21, Bitwise, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Millennium Management holds over 844 million in ETF shares under BlackRock, the far and away leader. The total Fidelity Bitcoin ETF isn't far behind, with just north of 800 million in the asset as well. Several more companies and banks have announced investments in spot Bitcoin ETFs in recent weeks and months. These include institutions like Hightower and JP Morgan Chase. Throughout 2024, spot Bitcoin ETFs have become a massive part of the dialogue within the finance sector. Indeed, the investment offering saw their inaugural approvals issued in January. Since then, they have only increased in prominence through their immense success. The news of Millennium Management's Bitcoin ETF holdings also come as Bitcoin has been on the bullish climb up to $66,000 as the time of this video. A 7% 24-hour climb. The asset is growing more popular amongst investment companies as a new asset for their clients, and the trend doesn't appear to be slowing down anytime soon. That is true. But honestly, no major surprise here with Millennium Management. There's a lot of players trying to get exposure right now to Bitcoin, to this industry, and with the Bitcoin spot ETFs. What's cool to note is that there's a little bit more of a diversity in their investment between BlackRock and both Fidelity, instead of, most asset managers, most investment firms, pouring into BlackRock primarily. They put a lot of money into Fidelity, about as much. The only difference is about $44 million. But when the total is 800 million for each and you're approaching 2 billion, 44 million seems kind of small. So it's good to see that, and then just this continuing onslaught of news coming out of asset managers, investment firms, banks, US states, pension funds, governments, investing into these ETFs is such a good sign. Bitcoin is going to end up being the most successful ETF in history, far surpassing what gold was able to do in the early 2000s. Now, again, I say this all the time, but Bitcoin is just the starting point. What's really going to be interesting is to see their reaction to an Ethereum ETF, because an Ethereum ETF opens up further institutional investment into the rest of the blockchain and Web3 space, where you can see a lot of money vested into this idea of tokenization. And Larry Fink with BlackRock has said this a million times, and I totally agree with them. When you start tokenizing real world assets or assets that have value that isn't liquid, you open up a whole new economy. You open up whole new swaths of capital that can move around and be liquefied. And I think that's going to be very interesting, especially when we move into a digital age where we do more things within the metaverse and VR, AR, video games, online in different aspects and different forms. We're going to want different means to transfer our value and be able to have it in those places. And being able to tokenize your identity or your persona or your capital or an asset like a house or gold or trading cards, your tech, maybe your phone or your computer. I don't know. There's a lot of things, you can do with tokenization where you can take things from the real world, put them in the digital, things in the digital world, put them in the real world. And I think that's where the next, big wave of investment is going to come from. Bitcoin is an asset. It's both a payment method and an asset. And that's why people are speculating and putting their money into it. I think Bitcoin's proven itself. There's blockchain and Web3 and crypto and everything that we love and enjoy. And then there's Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not in this crowd anymore. Okay. Bitcoin is its own thing. So give it its respect. But everything else, including Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, Algorand, Hedera Hashgraph, Stellar, XLM, XRP, you name it, everything is in this arena right now under this umbrella. And those things have yet to be tapped into. Those things are the things that will change the world. Bitcoin is revolutioning finance and assets and the way we look at money, all these kinds of things. But this industry that has yet to have an ETF, have institutional adoption or investment, is what's going to create real world use cases that solve real world problems, or virtual world problems. So I'm excited to see, this positivity towards the Bitcoin ETF transfer over to ETFs within this side of the space and that play out. So those are the articles I'm looking for. Those are the updates I'm looking for. I want to see the Ethereum ETF get approved by the SEC. That'd be a huge and massive step and win for us. I don't know if it's going to happen. BlackRock has the pedigree to get it done. The SEC is stubborn. Let's see what happens. We're getting very close to that deadline. I'll be looking out for articles on that because I want to jump on it pronto. But yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure to comment your thoughts down below on the Bitcoin ETF and on Millennium Management and their $2 billion allocation. Make sure to share this with a friend that might be interested. Be sure to like the video as well. That always helps. And share it with a friend. Like I just said, I don't know why I said it twice. Silly me. I need another cup of coffee. Be sure to subscribe. And if you have already, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.